Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. I'm going to do a daily / weekend reading, just a general, may resonate, may not. It's centering around a mature man here. I've used my Kipper deck, clarified with my Mythic Tarot. Got some other deck that I forget the name of. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm using it anyway just because, drawn to it. And the Oracle card regarding this situation, and it can go a number of ways as per, is the carnivorous flower fairy. You may observe someone speaking cruelly about others, sending out toxic energy, seeming to feel extremely entitled to money, fame, life force and attention, but unable to create their own. They treat themselves rather like royalty, and as if others are servants whose purpose it is to fulfill their wishes. They can be charming and cunning because they do want you to do something for them. They spend much of their time trying to feed off others, and if you deny them this, they become very angry. Narcissistic, they see you as a source for them, a way of getting something. This is sad, but even sadder if you allow yourself to be their victim. This could indicate either a person or a workplace or a belief system that is demanding, all-consuming and almost cult-like in its practices and ethics. Whatever and whomever the carnivorous flower fairy represents, it is a dangerous alliance to contemplate. Do not get too close. Observe and learn if you must. Do not become an experiment. They will bite you and they will try to take from you because it is their very nature. And as I say, it's centering around a mature man. So this could be a man in your life. Usually when the mature man comes up, it's going to be a father, an uncle, a stepfather, a boss. It's usually someone who has some sort of authority, maybe in business or anything really. It can be someone in uniform, can be a lawyer or a policeman. I'm actually getting that, a teacher. I did say at the base of the deck for my archetypes, and it is sat in a library here as well. Someone that might be quite studious. Someone that very much appears well-to-do. Now, the High Honor card has come out in reverse here, and this is one of the best cards in this deck. The High Honor card would suggest that it's someone of high standing. It's someone who is being positively acknowledged, but with it in reverse, it's a bit like the opposite, really. This is not a successful person, not an honourable person. If you're hoping for a promotion and this is your boss, the promotion doesn't come through, for example. It is, it's the opposite of a declaration of love, if it is a love reading that we're looking at here. But it is also someone who's very undeserving of any sort of awards or positive recognition that they may actually even, be in receipt of. It can also sort of suggest that someone's taking a bit of a tumble here in terms of their reputation, maybe even their job, or in fact how they're viewed by their partner, because I do have the family room also in reverse. Now, the family room is anything that goes on in private. It is your actual private space, maybe even your home, but it can be an office space, but it's usually fairly small, fairly intimate. It's just the environment that you spend most of your time in, but it's usually in private. And with it being in reverse here, this could be someone who's actually being kicked out of a home, or who is going to become, homeless, or is going to lose some sort of prestige that may involve their office, and it may be to do with some sort of romance here. That is an ultimate betrayal, because I actually do have seduction on the family room. So this man, this mature man here, has come through with the beggar archetype. Now this is in reverse, and with the dog spirit also in reverse. Gosh. So the dog spirit is someone who's usually disloyal. Your dog is your best friend. They're always there. They're always loving. They're obedient and loyal in the main, and loving. And to have it in reverse is someone who is disloyal. With the beggar in reverse, this can be a homeless person, but it's somebody who's very much in need of something. They can not like literally begging, but they have a strong need for authority or love, attention. And with it being in reverse, this is like a chronic dependence on others. It can be someone who, you know, has a lack of belief in their own abilities. It feels like someone is almost quite desperate here. And they, you know, they're I mean, I'm not getting my despair card here, but there is a feeling of slight panic here, I have to say. Now, for some of you, this is obviously someone you live with, or it is a close family member who's, you know, been maybe, I actually got a flushing. I don't know really what that means, flushing, somebody like getting flushed away, or you know, there's nothing to say exposure here as such, but that's the sort of vibe I was getting, especially with high honor, because if it is business related, then it is something that, you know, more than one person is going to know. And I do have the community card in reverse here at the base of the deck, and that is, you know, any sort of community. It can be like the local neighborhood, it can be the family, it can be your social circle, it can be your social media groups that you're involved in, that sort of thing. And it's in reverse as a feeling of someone being sort of ostracized or, yeah, just put out. Now, with the high honor card, I've got the 9 of Wands upright, and the 7 of Cups in reverse, and the Magician in reverse. So the biggest issue here is the Magician being in reverse. Obviously, Magician upright, I'm not an enormous fan of. He does have incredible abilities in terms of being able to talk himself into anything, and, you know, manipulate people to do his will. But when he's in reverse, this is someone who's highly manipulative, very scattered energy, somebody who can be, you know, misdirected and wasting resources. It's someone who has completely lost direction. But with high honor being in reverse, this is somebody who is kind of up to no good, really. Somebody's very sleek. There might even be some sort of theft here, but whatever they're doing, it's there's subterfuge here. With the 7 of Cups being in reverse, that's something that's becoming a little bit evident. This may be someone who's had you know, a lot of options, but they're creating illusions, or at least they have been able to create illusions. And I'm getting the impression possibly no more, with the Judgment card being like the big full stop at the end of the reading. The 9 of Wands is struggling, really battling on here. This is a tough task, and something that's very difficult to maneuver through. And it almost feels this was the flushing, you know, we didn't make it through the rocks. And the reason I say that is because I have got the 8 of Wands directly under the mature man, and it's in reverse. And this is a card about escape. It's a period of plain, you know, not plain sailing, yeah. It's a really joyous card. This is when Jason wins the fleece in the 7 of Wands, and this is his escape from cultists. And they, you know, they've got friends, they're all celebrating, the dolphins are guiding them. It is a card of celebration, movement, travel, and, you know, being a bit free and easy. And it feels like everything sort of like gets flushed away here. So I keep getting the word flushing. So yeah, a struggle, but it's not paying off. And I would say, if this is not somebody you're aware of, this 7 of Cups in reverse has come up with the date card, meeting someone new, making plans to get back out there, or, you know, this would indicate that this is someone who is not free to engage in dating behavior. Because there's an enormous price to be paid for it if it hasn't been paid already, because this is the seduction. And this is with regards to a girl with a snake. This is an empath and narcissist paradigm. It's being charmed or used by another. So whoever you're dealing with is someone who is not honourable, who is needy, codependent, will basically get their needs met, however they need to go about it. They're the magician in reverse. They will literally say anything, do anything. They have literally no morals, no boundaries. It is just a case of having their needs met. The Grim Reaper came up in the Nine of Wands, and it did come up in reverse. Shouldn't really read them in reverse, but this is the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life, and it's in reverse, and this is what the struggle is. So there might be something that's ending here, and this is someone hanging on for dear life, and they're just like, it's just flooding out of them. They're saying anything and everything to get their needs met, but it's all bullshit. The Magician in reverse wouldn't know the truth if it was stamped on his head. I mean, this is Hermes. Hermes basically walked out of his cot when he's literally, you know, like born, minutes after he was born, you know, it's Greek mythology. And the first thing he did was steal his brother's flock and then lie about it, and then continue to lie and get his brother to commit other fraud, really, you know. But his brother was just, he was a bit oblivious. His brother was Apollo, I think. So yeah, I mean, literally nothing that comes out of this guy's mouth can be trusted. He just talks utter shit, and makes up complete fabricated stories to get his end away, possibly, or just, you know, get the desired outcome, which is probably a seduction. This is someone who could even be caught, you know, with someone else in their family home. But the family room, as I say, doesn't need to be an actual home. It can be like an office, or any, whatever it is, it's no longer private is the thing. It's the family room in reverse here. I'm actually getting something's like being soiled. This Ace of Wands in reverse has come with the snake again. I've got two snakes here. Competition, envy, look over your shoulder, and it can be the other woman. And I do have the boat, and it came out in reverse, which was interesting with it being on the Eight of Wands, and it's a boat. So this is not receiving what you need. This is not progression. This is not moving on. This is not arriving. This sort of like the brakes are on here. It's a flushing. I do think somebody, you know, gets flushed, as in found out, discovered, you know. And the Judgment, the big massive full stop. This is Hermes again. I mean, I almost get that this is someone who is with the beggar. This is someone who's begging for forgiveness, begging for a second chance. Because this is a summing up. This is the final curtain call. This is where, you know, you pay your dues, your karmic dues, depending how you've lived your life. Some will be raised up and off they go, ascended, and some will be left in their little boxes, all mummified. But this feels like someone who's begging. I don't know if it's a mature man or the female he is engaged with. I don't see a solid relationship here, so it could very much all be business. And this is just an office affair that's gone horribly wrong. But there is disloyalty. So at least one of the parties here is not free to date and, you know, seduce. That sort of thing. So that is your reading. I'm going to take a bit of advice. I don't really know who the advice is for. The Carnivorous Flower Fairy is a real warning card. So whatever story you're going to be presented with, it looks incredibly enticing, seductive. It's just, it's a no for a start, but it's also a hell no, and, you know, run. It's a really, really bad energy. Show me the advice for the collective for this reading. What advice do you have for this reading, please, Spirit? take note of intuitive messages and wait for important information. These are both sort of like seer type cards. You know, there might be actual information you're waiting on, but you know, she's almost sort of scrying here and meditating, but it's suggesting that the answers will come through, you know, maybe the dream space or a download. So you might want to do a little bit of meditation or ask the question before you go to sleep, and, you know, try and catch it just as you wake up. Even if you don't fully understand it, you'll get a good feeling for the vibe of how you feel if it comes through that way. So let's just see what if you don't get your messages that way, let's see what intuitive messages should the collective pay attention to regarding this story. What are the intuitive messages? Please like, subscribe if you haven't done already. Card overboard. This is the new Mythic Tarot, not my original. I'd like to make you an offer. That's the Seven of Pentacles. This is usually a tough work decision. This is also a card about taking the bait, because this is, I'm trying to remember my characters' names. It's not Orestes, is it? No. It's Daedalus and Clytemnestra. Now, Daedalus in the Seven of Pentacles here lost everything in the Five of Pentacles, was put back on his feet by a benefactor in the Six of Pentacles, and the benefactor is the husband of Clytemnestra here. Sure, it's Clytemnestra. So in taking this offer, it is obviously a risk. It means that he is betraying his benefactor, and in not taking the offer, it means that he risks stagnation, really, because he's sort of looking for something, you know, he's actually quite skilled, and he's looking for something more challenging, more creative to do with his time. I'm trying to remember this story because it's something else, and it actually results in the Tower. It's to do with this, I don't know, it's like a cow, but I'm sure the story is to do with a bull. Oh, I wish I could remember it all, because it seems relevant, because this is how it turns out. It turns out really fucking badly. Whatever Clytemnestra does here, or Daedalus does, because of this betrayal, obviously Zeus gets involved as per, but I think a spell is put on her, and she becomes infatuated by the bull, and she has sex with the bull and gives birth to obviously a monstrosity, and it's clearly really shameful, and it's something that is hidden in the Tower in the Mythic Tarot deck. It's hidden, but it's hidden by her husband, because obviously it's shameful, and they would lose a lot of public face and standing because of what has been done here. But the Tower ultimately comes down. So anyway, I'm rambling, but what I'm saying here is this is an offer, a tempting offer that has a high price. There are most definitely risks attached with this. It does normally relate to business, a job offer, but it may be money that's involved. What's the intuitive messages for the collective that they should listen to? If you don't get them in the dream space, tell them now. So we've got another Pentacles. This is holding on and holding back, because we've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is someone who's going to get caught up to no good. This is Orestes going through the night with his 7 swords on his way to commit matricide. And someone's going to get caught. This is also someone who's selfish and unsharing. So in terms of advice, don't take the offer. So it didn't really add to it, did it? Don't take the offer, because someone is going to get rumbled. It does come at too high a price. The outcome, if it moves through the tarot, it gets to the Tower, and there's an enormous nasty old secret that's going to come out here. But this is the bottom line. Okay, that'll do for now. I hope you find that useful. Look after yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon.